Don Mayhew from the Missouri House of Representatives. Welcome, and thanks for coming today, Don. So we were talking a little bit before the show, and the thing that's on your mind today is childcare. So start us off there, and I'm going to ask some questions as we go. But
so obviously, especially in our area, with so many opportunities for jobs around here, we end up with a lot of dual income families, and daycare costs are just going through the roof.
Right.
And that kind of started out back in COVID, when a lot of those businesses they just closed down. And then when COVID was over, folks tried to go back to their old daycare, and it wasn't there anymore.
Right.
And and then where it was available, the price went through the roof, or there was a huge long waiting list. And so now for the last 4 years, we've tried to get a daycare tax credit passed, and we always get it done in the House. Unfortunately, it ends up getting stalled over in the Senate.
Right.
And just try to get some relief to those folks, because essentially we took a dual income family that was paying taxes,
right,
and we turned them into folks who were relying on the government to help them get by.
Right. Or they're not somebody staying home because if your childcare is too expensive, then it doesn't pay you to go to work. If you're going to go to work just to be able to pay the childcare bill, the daycare bill, right, then you stay home with your kids.
And that's what we were finding out, was that was the exact calculus. One parent was just going to work just to pay for daycare. And so then even some of those folks took a part-time job, but then that made them qualify for the subsidy,
right,
for the Medicaid subsidy on that. And so then they became an overall tax consumer instead of a taxpayer.
Right.
And we want to flip that around. And and government can play a role in that, because let's face it, government broke it.
Right.
Government needs to fix that problem. And one of those ways is with a tax credit. So it was a tax credit to the individual who was paying, and but also to the business, and so the business could participate in a tax credit in order to help develop ways that they could pay the increased cost in their labor.
Right.
And since the minimum wage was passed, the elevation of the minimum wage, which made us fourth largest in the United States, then that put a lot of pressure on those folks as far as trying to find employees. So we need to help them out there, and the way to do that is through a tax credit. That's not a direct payment out of general revenue to those folks, and that's the highest efficiency you can get out of a dollar.
Right.
And so we need to get that done, and we end the stall tactics in the Senate for those things that are important to our constituents.
Right, because you're talking largely about double income families. Those are largely kind of the middle, which unfortunately in some cases bears a lot of the burden.
Yeah.
So explain to me how that tax credit would work.
So the individual obviously would get a credit on their income tax, so that they would see an overall reduction. Now, keep in mind, you're talking about some folks who are in a dual income family, making them right around $90,000 to $100,000 a year.
Right.
And that's related to the jobs that we have available in the area. Fort Leonard Wood jobs obviously pay really good. Our manufacturing jobs over here in Lebanon pay really good. And so when you become a dual income family, you become truly the middle class. You're in that $100,000 range. And so where we see the benefit obviously is throughout the economy. And so that ends up paying us back through that. The individual provider of daycare can then take things associated with that and deduct them as normal.
Right.
But then you get an extra tax credit on the corporate side in order to reduce your overall tax burden, which can obviously get pretty high, especially if you're one of the larger centers.
Right. Right. Would the legislation that you've worked with, would that only apply to licensed daycare? Or I know there are folks that do daycare out of their home that may or may not be licensed. I mean, they follow the rules, but would it be a licensed daycare in order for somebody to receive the tax credit? As long as they're a official business, could they do that?
And so the law is structured around the licensed daycares by necessity. So they're for-profit entities.
Right.
Obviously, the not-for-profits are not paying any taxes currently.
Right.
However, what they pay to the not-for-profits, that family can take a tax credit on what they pay.
Okay. All right. Cool. That was one of the things that I wanted to just wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's awesome. What else is going on? You're not in session. You've not been in session for about a month now. Tell us a little bit about what you do when you're not in session.
Well, besides trying to run a campaign,
Right.
I still have a business to run. I have a small engineering and surveying company in Waynesville,
Right.
and have since 1996, and so that obviously consumes time. So my day typically starts about 4:30 in the morning, and I go into the office and work in the rest of the day. Right now, well, I do still have constituent issues related to the house, to my duties in the house, and in fact working on 2 or 3 of those even today.
Right.
And so trying to get some answers for some people and solve problems that they just run into in the government.
Right. So you're not
rarely
just
happens,
on,
right?
you're not just on vacation when you're not in session.
No.
That was what I was trying to get at there.
There's no vacation.
Right.
There's no rest for the wicked, right?
Understood. All right. Well, Don, thank you so much for coming. It's great to have you. I enjoy visiting with you.
Yeah.
And we're going to go to commercial, and then we'll be back.
Shelter Insurance, Joy speaking.
It's Aubrey. I need to file a claim.
How can I help?
When I got home from school today, I found the house completely in shambles. All the windows are broken, the roof is ripped off, and the kitchen is destroyed.
Put your brother on the phone.
Mitchell, Mom's on the phone.
When the unexpected strikes, see Shelter Agent Kim Breeden or Affiliate Agent Crystal Thompson in Lebanon.
Hey, I'm J.W. DeLong with DeLong Plumbing here in Lebanon, Missouri. We've got a great team here able to help you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Just give us a call, no matter what it is. Plumbing, service, remodel, give us a call at DeLong Plumbing.
Our big yellow trucks let you know we're there. DeLong Plumbing.
We have no monitor.
Heating and air.